Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out here near Minot, North Dakota. We got Chuck with us and Eugene, and I'm one of the res already, Jesse, and we are here to visit the new Spyder K-Hart Drill. It's running in a demo right now. We're really excited to see this thing. We have never seen this in action, and today's the day we get to see it. Let's check it out.
Every day when I'm here, I have something interesting and new to learn. I was told that this particular drill has some specific features which make have competitive edge over other models. So it would be interesting for all of us to learn what this company introduces it to United States market.
Absolutely.
This is my
well spoken. I found some corn if you guys are still hungry.
Yeah, let's put it on the grill.
I'd imagine this is the toughest stuff to cut through.
Yeah, to get through and to drill canola, that small seed.
Yeah. And it cut through all this trash.
The more residue is from the previous crop, the chances of having hair-pitting effect become very high.
What's the big one?
Yeah, that's the B52.
Yeah.
Based straight out of here in Minot, North Dakota. Hey Travis, good seeing you. How are things?
There were some issues. We were just getting a lot of trash built up. The double disc, you get a rock wedged in there, and then had to clear a couple of those out. But other than that, once we got that cleared out, now it's been going pretty good. So.
Good. Hey Andre. Hey. Jesse.
Nice to meet you, Jesse.
Chuck.
Nice to meet you, Chuck.
Eugene. He's from Russia.
Nice to meet you, Eugene.
So you've got the Intelligent Ag blockage system here.
Yep.
And then what is this? This is Vaderstad's
This is Vaderstad's
control
cart.
system?
Yeah, so this is everything controlling the cart. I like the Vaderstad system and what we're using because I felt like we could do quite a bit more things that were real nice than what we could with our John Deere disc drill that we were using.
So I see it's got canola, urea, and chicken litter.
Yeah,
What's the chicken litter? Is that?
Well, that's a blend of phosphorus that we ended up putting down.
Is that a custom name?
Yeah, it's a custom name. There was a blend of actual chicken litter, just your normal 1152 MAP fertilizer, dry fertilizer, and then there was one other thing we put into it.
So you were saying you've got these gravel, sandy areas that you guys don't see, so you're shutting off those towers, right?
Yep, yeah, so just as I went over it there, like you can see, I shut them off so that when it was going over the seed, it wasn't putting anything down.
Oh, it's really user-friendly from an app perspective.
The Vaderstad, they have this, which is way nicer than trying to touch it on the iPad. So like the Vaderstad has your 8 sections, and then so I could control it all with this with the switch box. So this was pretty much this with Vaderstad. I thought it was pretty user-friendly, but I'm not gonna lie, the first 2.5 weeks were like learning a new language though. I mean, it was completely different.
So this display up top, that comes with the Spyder drill?
Right, yeah, this is connected to the Spyder. So this is controlling your drill, this is controlling your tank, this is all the blockage monitors on the drill.
So you actually have a block run on tower?
No, the last guy had it going on too, but they thought one of the ports on your tower was not working correctly, and so we went back there and we've done a couple just test runs where we put product through it. It was working fine, it wasn't actually blocked.
I can fix that for you if you want.
Do you want to?
So we have an issue with run number 6, tower 5. It's showing blocked. It's been like that ever since they got it to run it. We're gonna see if we can fix that.
Yeah.
Okay, so tower 5, number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
So one thing you can do to test it is if you have something hard, we can tap it, and it should be showing up live on that iPad, like even a rock. So watch your iPad and then just tap it. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna move it from port 6 to 11. Always plug your port, because if dirt gets in the microphone, it won't work.
Okay.
Okay, we'll reconfigure then. Aha. Drag and drop. We moved it to number 11. It says it's run 6. Let's see if that takes care of it here. Yeah, maybe it's a bad sensor. So we'll swap another sensor to the other port, and then we validate. If it moves, then we know it's a bad sensor. But
Sure.
it definitely indicating the sensor's bad.
The sensor.
So what do you like so far about this Spyder drill?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not quite sure yet.
Still learning and still figuring it out.
I haven't used it enough to see. I know it was giving us such troubles yesterday.
So you guys are planting canola at how deep?
Just enough to bury it. It was a little drier, so I put a little deeper, right? About 3/4 to an inch is what we're shooting for.
What kind of drill are you used to running?
Last year we ran a John Deere disc drill, and this year we got the Dakota pull drill.
So you still have a John Deere disc drill?
No, we don't. This was the first year where we didn't run it.
How do you like it for turning and tight cornering?
I mean, that's the one thing that's nice about it, because those disc pivot, I don't know if you saw that. It'll pivot with the turn, so it doesn't turn the dirt out. It's not as much soil displacement, I guess you could say.
Yeah, when you make sharp turns with a normal disc drill, you can put a lot of side load on that,
Right.
on that disc.
Exactly. And so that's what this is supposed to help with.
One thing that's really neat is it's very open inside this frame. The frame structure is huge, but when you get down to the row units, there's a lot of room to move around, which is pretty neat. Another thing is this massive center section. You don't have a lot of width as far as the structure, but you have a big center frame piece. Looks like a huge tube, but that allows that to do the tight folding, kind of looking like a spider pattern. All right, thanks Henry for giving me a ride.
Absolutely.
We'll keep watching it as you go.
All right, sounds good.
Now this machine isn't necessarily new. It's been out for probably 5-6 years, actually even longer with some of the early versions, but it's fairly new to a lot of people, including ourselves, when we have never seen this thing run in the field. So like any demo, there's a lot of setup involved. Every field condition's a little different, especially as you move these drills around from field to field, customer to customer. They're learning about it just like we are, and so some of those things, you kind of got to just go through the process, take the time and figure it out and see how it works for your operation. You can see there's a lot of corn trash. They had corn on this ground last season. They did run over this with some kind of a pro-till vertical tillage machine. So they did get some of the trash broken down last fall. Right now they're trying to seed about 3/4 inch deep in a variety of trash conditions. You can see some areas of the field that blew off, and then other areas where it's actually consolidated and created quite a thick layer of trash. Here's some heavier trash areas. You can see it had to try to cut through. And really the big benefit that they say with this drill is it reduces hairpinning, and that they achieve by having an angled cutting disc, and it cuts at an angle to the trash versus a conventional no-till drill. The disc is usually vertical and pitched at a certain degree angle, like the John Deere would be a 7-degree angle. And so normal no-till drills move soil over and then move it back. This one is supposed to just lift it up and then put it back down and then put some pressure on to make that seed to soil contact. Here's the seed furrow. You can see a little canola seed here. Here's a pretty good test. We got some corn trash here. You can see it more or less rode over it, cut some of this. And this is tough for any no-till drill, is to cut through this tough corn trash, these corn stalks. And the other thing is they're planting really shallow on this field, so it actually doesn't have a ton of down pressure. And here you go. Here's some couple seeds in here, so it's definitely getting down in there. So despite all that trash, there's actually quite a bit of seeds getting right down to where where they need to be.
So we got Travis with Interbase doing a demo with the customer. How's it been going?
Pretty well now. Seems like it's doing a pretty good job. I guess one of the things that people always talk about with this drill, or really a lot of disc drills in general, is that you get pretty good consistency depth-wise. Your emergence is therefore going to be pretty consistent across the board.
What are we putting down for fertilizer?
So we're putting down urea through the mid-row banders. It's actually a variable rate field here, so the rate varies. It's anywhere from probably 100 to 300 pounds an acre on the urea. And then we're also putting down, it's a chicken litter that we're putting down as well for like kind of a starter fertilizer. So
so you're putting two different types of fertilizer down.
Correct. Yep.
Is that all in the mid-row, or
no,
is
the chicken litter is going in with the seed.
In with the seed.
And then the urea is going through the mid-row banders, or the IRCs is what K-Hart calls them.
Okay.
So.
How many acres are in this field here?
This field's not real big. I'm thinking it's probably like 120, 140, something like that.
Very good.
There's spots in this field that are a little more gravelly and harder. Some spots is a little better soil, I guess you could say, softer. The nice thing about the K-Hart is you can set a couple different presets for your downforce.
Yeah.
So we'll have it set on, say, P1 right now. So you're not putting a lot of downforce on it. And then when you get into those areas where it's maybe a little harder ground and it's having a little harder time cutting in, you can switch it to the second setting, and you can, you know, increase your pressure and make sure you're getting the seed down into the ground.
So how do you regulate that pressure?
There's presets on there, but otherwise you would just basically press and hold on a monitor, on the K-Hart monitor, and you just manually change it, and then you're saving it in there.
So does the K-Hart have its own individual monitor?
It does,
its own proprietary monitor?
Yep. The K-Hart monitor, basically all you're doing with that is that's your fold and unfold functions, as well as your raise and lower, and then just like your down pressure and stuff like that. This one has a Vaterstad cart on it, 820 cart, and that is being run through the Vaterstad Icon system, which runs right off of an iPad.
Oh, okay. So you don't necessarily have to have a special monitor in your tractor. So in other words, like Pro 700 display, Pro 1200.
Yep. So like this tractor, for example, has a Pro 700 in it. This Case Quad Track does, and that is basically solely being used for our auto steer. That is the only thing that monitor is actually doing.
So in other words, you put the size of the drill in, the dimensions, and then you just run whatever Case IH has in that monitor to paint the field.
Correct. And then there is a GPS receiver on the toolbar itself that is linked with the Vaterstad cart.
Okay.
So through the Vaterstad Icon app, we are mapping on there as well. And that's where, so the prescription map we're doing on this field was loaded to the Seedhawk cloud. And that is loaded into the iPad that's in the cab there with him. And that runs the cart, does our mapping and everything else for our rates, and like an as-applied map, if you will.
Yep. It looked like that cart had section control.
Yes. Yep, it does.
Because it looked like it had individual motors on each run.
Yep. So this one here, it's got 6 sections on this drill.
Okay.
They're 10-foot sections. It's a 60-foot Spyder air seeder, so every 10 feet is its own section.
Is it complex to use the Vaterstad application?
It's very, very simple. We did the static calibration on it for the different tanks yesterday. 4 tanks on that cart, and we did the calibration on them. It probably took 10 to 15 minutes.
Nice. Is
about it. And then once you get going, you just set your rates, tell it what you're doing, and you hardly ever have to touch it. You just kind of let it do its thing and just go.
Where do the prescriptions get built?
So it depends. So this customer, for example, he does a lot of his own.
Okay.
He himself is an agronomist. And then some of it, they have another agronomy center just over here build them for them.
Sure.
You can use a couple different programs to do it, but he just did his through, I think it was the John Deere Ops Center or something like that is what he used. And we just pushed them through yesterday afternoon and got them loaded up. So
do you have to run a different iPad to run the blockage?
Yep. So we have 2 iPads in the cab right now. One's for the Vaterstad cart, one's for the blockage. Which isn't too much different than even if it was let's say it was a Seedhawk air seeder with that cart on it. You could get by with 1 iPad, but most guys still run 2, just so you're not constantly having to touch the screen and swipe between blockage and the cart functions.
Sure. Would you say this field is fairly typical?
Yeah.
For this region?
For this region, it is.
We were struggling to determine if it had been, worked beforehand, or if this is purely no-till, or is this? And it sounded like it might have been last spring, might have been
last fall.
worked.
Last fall after they harvested, they came through with a kind of a disc coulter.
Okay.
And they worked some areas, not the whole field, but just little areas.
So this particular customer, what does he normally run?
I think it's an 80 or an 84 foot seed hawk.
Okay.
Hoe drill that he uses for most of it. In the past, they have had a John Deere disc drill.
Okay.
That they've run.
Are you saying that they're just trying different things out, or did they see some advantages going to the hoe drill, the seed hawk hoe drill over the disc drill?
It's hard to tell. This was actually their first year with the seed hawk.
Okay.
Up until this season, they ran a John Deere disc.
Okay.
Like an 1895 or something.
Yeah.
And then they bought the seed hawk, but they've always had kind of a little bit of an interest in the K-Hart.
Yes.
Kind of wanted to see how that runs, and so we told them, we'll bring one up and let you use it for a couple 100 acres or whatever you want to do, and see how they like it.
What's going to be the advantages of the K-Hart drill over other disc drills?
I would say one of the advantages is because it is that double disc. You get really good seed to soil contact with it. Just because of the way that second disc just cuts in and it kind of folds the soil over on top of the seed. Another advantage, some people would see it as an advantage, so it does have a locking hitch on it. So let's say you're in an area like this field, obviously bad example because it's pretty flat, but if you're on some steeper ground where there's a lot of ups and downs and hills and stuff like that, you can lock the hitch so it won't try to push you or anything like that, because it is a heavy machine. Just making sure that it's not pushing you down the hill is always an advantage. It's very consistent depth, it's very accurate, and I guess something that some guys would like is the fact that you can pair it with whatever cart you want to use. If you wanted to use a Vaderstad cart or a John Deere or a Bourgault, they can pair it up with that cart.
Sure.
Eugene's over here talking to Travis. So are you learning about Russia?
A little bit. I was telling him when I was in college, they actually brought some Russian farmers over. One of the issues they had years past was that, let's say you were running, say John Deere equipment, there was really no distribution of that stuff in Russia at the time. So a lot of times they said, if you were going to buy a new combine, you almost had to buy two, and then one you were going to just kind of strip down for the parts.
It used to be this thing with the Russian-made equipment, definitely. Cannibalizing everything. You could buy, or rather buy it. It was quotation marks because they were supplied by the state. Would say, okay, you have 10 tractors, but you couldn't get spare parts. So let's say 5 were used for work and 5 others used as a source of spare parts.
So your experience is with what kind of drills and brands and models?
So I've worked on disc drills, hoe drills, planters, sprayers, combines, you name it. The thing about a disc drill that a lot of guys like, especially if it's a no-till, like these guys are no-till guys, traditionally have been no-till. They like it because obviously, you can hardly even tell where he's seated. There's not a lot of soil disturbance, that kind of stuff. Your emergence is generally going to be better with a disc, and you're generally going to be able to move faster. Like running a hoe drill, 4 miles an hour, 4.5 is about your max speed. This thing, a little slower today, but the last guy that was doing beans with it, we were going 7 miles an hour with it, and it was working just fine. We had no issues at 7 miles per hour. A little better efficiency, but a little more maintenance. But these guys have multiple hired guys. Maintenance isn't a problem for them because they have plenty of people to do it.
What's kind of the word on the street for guys who have a lot of pieces of equipment,
he was impressed
a lot of
with
experience?
He was very impressed with that drill. He liked it a lot. At the same time, they were very impressed with the Vaderstad cart. So he's like, well, if I got one, I want that cart.
I forgot to ask you, how many greasing points do you have on this drill?
I'm not sure how many, but each disc is greasable. So there's 72 discs, or disc openers, but then there's 2 on, And then you got the mid-row banders have grease zerks. And then obviously you're going to have your wheel hubs and, the hitch and things like that.
But how often you have to?
I want to say it's every 50 hours is their recommendation.
I think it was 25 hours with John Deere, and the place where you have to, especially depth adjuster, it's so awkward to get.
Right. It's pretty easy to get to them.
You know what Russian fellows did? Put a finger into tin and go No.
No, just kind of give it the little wipe and we're good.
Yeah. So
It's not what it appears.
when engineer comes, they said, yes, we grease it.
Yeah, just put a little grease
Oh,
on the
man.
outside.
Yeah, grease outside.
That gets you by for a little while.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a quick look at these discs. You can see it's a double disc design, and that's designed to help cut the ground easier, cut through the trash. All the hubs are greasable. They've got a parallel link design here to keep the ground following good. What's interesting too is this entire rock shaft system, this pair of rock shafts come down at the same rate. So the ground clearance of this is really good. The whole thing lifts up when they lift this out of the ground, including the front rank. Since we deal with a lot of corrosion, I really like to see all the stainless tubing that they have on here, especially at the bends. That's gonna really save the hose long term, have less replacement costs. Not only that, but the corrosion aspect too. They're gonna be good there for a long time. One thing I really like too is the Steiger green. You get a nice gloss to that green color and it looks really nice. This machine's really dirty, so it's hard to tell just how nice it looks when it is clean, but something that really stands out, looks sharp. This camera angle shows the angle of these discs. It's really neat, the way that they have these set up. The other neat thing is this actually pivots here, so you can see that it actually can follow the ground as you're turning, so you're not putting a ton of side load on that disc. Oh man, I'm gonna get soaked, need shelter. Oh man. I'm questioning my choice of
You
running
wet.
out there.
You are wet like a mouse, we say.
Yeah.
Why, we don't know. You are wet like a mouse.
Oh man. Woo. It's quite a.
I got hit hard.
Hey guys, thanks for letting us tag along and see a little bit of the Spyder in action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good meeting you, Henry.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Jesse.
Travis, good talking to you.
Yeah, you bet.
We're gonna continue on with our adventures.
Sure. Have fun.
All right, take care, guys.
Yep, thanks.
There you have it, guys. We have checked out the Spyder drill out in the field. Still learning about what makes it run well. We're excited to follow it, just like many other machines out in the field. So keep tracking with us. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Make sure you like and subscribe to keep up on all the fresh content posted weekly, which includes helpful tips and tricks, new products, and various adventures. Also, make sure you check out Reddy's website to shop our performance air seeder solutions.